Hey everyone, RedyTAY here again with another attempt at a solo Pokemon challenge. Kecleon was challenging throughout, but we always seem to find a solution in the end. Well, this time we're doing a challenge that will be absolutely brutal at the start and will center around how resourceful we can be for the rest of the game if we want to succeed. Today we are looking at how far we can get beating Pokemon Gold with only one Abra. Most of us know Abra. It's been a fairly popular Pokemon ever since Generation 1. Mainly because Psychic is a really strong type, and outside the obvious choice of picking Mewtwo, Abra's final form of Alakazam was a really solid pick in making an unstoppable team in an early Pokemon game. Well, this time obviously Abra will not be evolving, let alone being traded to reach Alakazam levels of playthrough. Which brings up the glaring issue that I know some of you already see when it comes to the start of this game: its moveset. Yep, that's right, Abra only knows one move at the start, Teleport, and it will not be learning any other moves on its own for the rest of the game. So what we really need to focus on is the TM list. There's some variety here, but we are at the mercy of the plotline of the game when it comes to when we will have access and getting these TMs. Man, I wish Abra could learn Mud Slap. Outside of that, we have a pretty good type matchup all things considered. Gen 2 Psychic is still pretty stacked, besides the fact that we have a new weakness due to Dark-type being introduced in this generation. Stats are not looking so good though. I shudder looking at the HP and defense, but I'm very thankful for the speed and special attack. Special defense could be a bit better, but I'll take it. Basic rules first. I can only use Abra throughout the whole game. HM Pokemon can be used so I can still get around. No cheats or hacks can be used to advance, and I'm going to follow the trend where no items can be used in battles except for held items given to Abra before the battle. Like always, I'm really curious with this run. I am planning ahead on when we can get new moves, but this is going to be a fair bit of a struggle at the start. But I am sure that once we get past that part, the game should definitely open up more. I am dreading Bugsy and Morty, but that doesn't mean I think the rest of this run will be a cakewalk. Let's get going though. It's going to be a lot of work before this run actually becomes fun. So we start the game by leaving home and visiting Professor Elm so we can get our Abra. I use the Pokemon Randomizer to replace Cyndaquil with Abra, that way our rival will pick Totodile. I decided that Totodile would be the worst starter for us to face due to it having Dark-type moves like Bite. I named Abra McCoy after its higher thinking, his strategizing, and all that he's missing is some spoons. Anyway, off to get some early experience because we are going to need it for this part. So like I mentioned earlier, we only have one move at our disposal, and that is Teleport. A totally useless move when it comes to battling because it automatically forces you to run away from wild battles. We have no attacking moves and no TMs within reach at the moment, so we only have one option, and that is to struggle grind. So the footage that is up is me having McCoy go through 20 battles of us just running away using Teleport, just so our 21st battle, we can use struggle to gain experience. It took almost 8 minutes to get through all of our teleports and to get our first struggle match, and even though we got a lot of experience from it, this is not an efficient system at all. Abra is not the type of Pokemon that is suitable for struggle battles due to its low attack and even worse HP. Recoil damage from struggle really adds up, and we are really only able to take out 2 Pokemon at a time before going back to heal up and start the cycle all over again. After a while, we tend to focus on a level 4 Pidgey and Rattata since they get more experience, but with our HP getting beaten up from this method, we can go down real easily from here. When that happens, I usually just restart before the battle since I also need to make sure Abra has a high friendship level for a later part of the game. After a while, we get to level 10 and I decide now would be a good time to actually make it to Mr. Pokemon and progress in the gameplay. While I'm making my way there, I use Teleport on every wild Pokemon we come across, that way I will be able to struggle once we run across our rival. Only to have Mr. Pokemon heal up our power points before we leave. That stinks, but it's not like I used up a lot of power points by the time I got there anyway. We just have to make sure we are depleted before going back to the lab. We soon get rid of all our teleports and face our rival for the first time. Not too much to say here since we spam struggle, but his Totodile did some damage with a Leer and 3 scratches. We still come out on top, but we are going to have to make sure we stay on top of this level lead. Also, I'm not sure I've ever noticed that we get fully healed after fighting the rival battle. Anyway, we get back to Professor Elm's lab, take care of all that stuff, and then get going on actually traveling to Violet City and getting ready to battle Faulkner. We actually go through 3 battles without healing up while traveling to Violet City, but I also had to use a berry I found for that to happen. That and the last Pokemon we battled was a Weedle that pushed McCoy, so I had to use an antidote after that so we didn't white out. We are going to go through Bellsprout Tower before messing with the Flying Gym. At this point in the game, we don't have to worry about things like type advantages, but we need to buff McCoy's stats as much as we can, so we need to get as many levels as we can. And I can't think of a better place at the moment than Bellsprout Tower. Battling here is going pretty well, for the most part. We do lose some, and I have to restart from our last point, but we usually last a couple battles before healing up. Battling the Elder at the end took several attempts, but hey, we finally got a win, with 1 health remaining.
Anyway, we are now at level 15, so let's see how we look at the Flying Gym.
Oh right, I healed up and forgot to deplete our teleports. We'll be right back. Okay, back to really tackling the gym. Battling the trainers went smoothly, but I'm actually going to fully heal at the Poké Center so I don't have to waste potions before facing Faulkner. Yeah, even at full health, this battle isn't going to go smoothly. We just don't have enough HP to last. Gus is hitting harder than I thought it would, and we are really starting to see just how pathetic Abra's attack stat is when we see how little damage Struggle is doing. We need to grind some more, unfortunately. So I actually decided to grind in the Runes of Alph. All the unknowns here are at level 5 and give somewhat good experience, as long as they don't flee or hit us with a super effective hidden power. Then we can make some progress. Again, look, we are over 10 levels stronger than these unknown, but each time we struggle, we can only take it to orange health. This start is going to be just as horrible as I thought it was going to be. We soon get to level 18 and face Faulkner again. Pidgey of course comes out first, and we of course attack with Struggle. One Struggle takes Pidgey to a little below half health, and Recoil doesn't look too bad. Pidgey's responding tackle does about the same amount of damage as our Recoil. Another Struggle takes Pidgey out. So now we are going to try to take out Pidgeotto. The Struggle here isn't hitting as hard. We probably just took out a quarter of Pidgeotto's health in our first turn against it. We are still in the green after getting hit by Gus, but our next Struggle takes Pidgeotto to orange health, and we too fall to orange health thanks to the Recoil. I thought we would be in the red from another Gus, but surprisingly we aren't. Our next Struggle does well, but Pidgeotto is still hanging on with a sliver. So thankful we are still in the orange here after that Recoil, but that is very short-lived thanks to Pidgeotto's next Gust taking us to 2 health. I know Struggle can take out Pidgeotto, but is the Recoil going to take us out too? You know, I don't really know the full game mechanics for calculating the recoil damage from Struggle, but I'm glad the math kept us alive with 1 HP. Ooh, that was close. I will take that win, but we almost don't even deserve that badge considering we only had 1 HP remaining. Thanks for the Mud Slap TM, I can't use this Faulkner. At least we can now move forward on some routes and make some progress. I am absolutely dreading Bugsy, which is really weird for me to say. Bug is a super effective type against Abra, our defense is horrible, our only attacking move is horrible, and that Scyther with Furry Cutter is going to end us so quickly. What makes matters worse is that I thought we could get the TM for Headbutt earlier in the Ilex Forest, but it is actually past the part of the tree you need to cut down, and we can't use Cut until we beat Bugsy, so we are in a really challenging spot here. There's no strategy involved here, we can only have one option, and that is to grind. But I honestly don't think we will have a chance unless we are like at level 30. So we might as well get as much experience as we can in these routes. We're doing pretty good moving on south of Islet City. We pretty much face half the trainers on the route, heal up, and face the other half. The same can't really be said when it comes to Union Cave. We get in there, waste all our teleports, and then face the first hiker and his Onyx. After that battle, I don't think we can outlast the next 3 Geodudes, so we heal up again and get back to wasting our teleports. The next 3 Geodudes go down easy enough from there, so we move on to the other battles in the cave, but the one surprising takeaway from moving through the cave is our mystery egg has already hatched. Huh. I guess we did more walking than I thought trying to get rid of these teleports.
When we get out of the cave, Hiker Anthony's around to give us trouble, just like my previous Generation 2 run. I know that seems a bit weird, but this Geodude has Rock Throw, and it can do a fair bit of damage, to the point where we can't outlast it or the Machop later on in order to win the battle.
We finally pull off the win in the 3rd attempt. We soon get to Zayla Town and find Kurt to free the Slowpokes in Slowpoke Well from Team Rocket. Battling here goes pretty smoothly for the most part.
I mean, yes, we are needing to heal up in the middle, and that super potion we picked up had to be used immediately, but none of the grunts are really giving us any problems.
From here we are at level 22, and I decided maybe we should battle the trainers in the Bug Gym and see where we stand on facing Bugsy. Battling the trainers here goes pretty smoothly, except for the last trainer's Beedrill. I mean, that thing is at level 12, and do you see how little damage Struggle is doing here? Yeah, this battle took several attempts because Fury Attack was hitting a lot and our health just wasn't high enough to outlast that move in Struggle Recoil. We are now at level 23 and obviously we still have a lot of work to do if we want to beat Bugsy. I mentioned earlier that I think we might need to be at level 30 to get the win, but honestly we might need more than that. And that is enforced when I decided to see how the battle against her rival went. Ghastly went down pretty quickly. Geez, I'm so glad Struggle is typeless after Generation 1. This challenge would be done and called impossible if it wasn't thanks to Ghastly. But no, he goes down quickly and wastes the spite before going down. Zubat goes down easy too, but it does a good amount of damage with a bite and leech life before going down. So last out is Crocodile, and we are in a bad spot. Struggle of course doesn't hit near as hard as I was hoping, and Scratch isn't super effective, but it's kinda hitting like one. Well, I guess we'll have to grind to beat the rival and then take on Bugsy. So we're going to go battle some wild Pokemon on previous routes and see how we look at level 28. I ultimately ended up grinding in Union Cave since the ground types provided more experience points and so faster level ups. When we get to level 28, we decide to try battling our rival again. Ghastly goes down to 2 struggles and so does Zubat, but just like last time, we take some damage from a bite. Besides that, we are still in green health and Crocodile finally comes out. But we soon start losing health rapidly thanks to getting hit by scratches and our constant struggle use. This battle ends like several other battles we have experienced so far in this run, McCoy being the last one standing with 1 HP. Again, we don't really deserve that win, but I will take it. We need these levels if we want to entertain the idea of getting through the run, and I can't wait till we get a roll move so struggle is no longer an option for us to win battles. It's happening soon, I promise. But for now, we're going to face the main thing that's preventing us from even learning a new move, Bugsy. I won't be surprised if we aren't ready for this battle, but I want to see where we stand. Yeah, we're not ready here at level 28. We need to hit Metapod 4 times with Struggle to take him out, and that was without Harden. We are taking more damage than I would like from Struggle because of all these turns we need to take Metapod out.
Once Metapod goes down, Bugsy sends out Scyther right away.
It took 3 Furry Cutters to take McCoy out, which is a good thing since we were able to get it to red health from Struggle, but again, it's not hitting hard enough, and even if we were a little bit stronger to take out Metapod or Scyther sooner, we still wouldn't have enough health to outlast Kakuna. Okay, I'm still not sure if level 30 will be enough for us to land the win, but I'm going to grind McCoy to that level and see how we do from there. When we get back to level 30, the first battle went just like our previous battle at level 28, except it took 3 turns to take down Metapod instead of 4. But yeah, the Scyther still took McCoy down before McCoy could take Scyther down. I was thinking maybe we should grind some more, but I also felt stubborn in seeing if a win is possible if we could just land a critical hit against Scyther. And luckily, we were able to do just that in our second attempt at level 30. Metapod went down just like the previous attempt, Scyther's next out this time, and the struggle is taking close to a quarter of its health and damage. It responds by starting its Fury Cutter. Our next struggle is a critical hit, taking it down to red health. The recoil from that move takes us to around half health, and we are soon down to 17 thanks to another Fury Cutter from Scyther. One more struggle is enough to take it out, and we are left with 15 health remaining. Last out is Kakuna. Our first struggle took it to orange health, so that's good, but I know we don't have a lot of health left to spare in this fight. Of course, Kakuna decides to use Harden, so hopefully we can still take it out quickly the next move despite the defense buff. We don't. It hangs on with what has to be 1 health remaining, and after our recoil and getting hit with a poison sting, we are left with 4 health remaining. But that is still enough health to withstand another recoil from struggle, so we are the last one standing at the end of the battle. Finally, we can move forward in this run. I know I might sound like I'm complaining too much for being this early in the game, but come on. I've cleared a quarter of the gym badges in Johto by just spamming struggle. I had to use the same method when it came to other battles and grinding, and frankly it is a terrible option when it comes to needing progress past these obstacles. Actually, this option is made even more horrible when you have to use this simple strategy on a Pokemon like Abra. Terrible HP and attack, yeah, this has been slow and brutal. That has been real time consuming, spending all that time wasting 20 teleports so we can even attack in necessary battles. Don't get me wrong, I am truly excited that we are at this point, because we have gotten through a rough start and now have an opportunity to get a new attack. Do you know what it is? If you said Headbutt, you're correct. I also said it earlier in this video, so don't give yourself too much credit. We can now go into Ilex Forest and get through the halfway point thanks to us being able to use Cut because we got the Hive badge from Bugsy. We are now also able to leave Ilex Forest and progress, but not before talking to this guy and getting TM2 Headbutt. I know McCoy's attack is not the best, but it will be refreshing to have an attacking move that doesn't cause recoil damage. That, and there will always be a chance that the opponent flinches in battle if we use it, which, yeah, could prove to be essential in the next gen battle. I mean, getting through Route 34 is a breath of fresh air with this move. I mean, we don't one-shot some opponents, but just the fact I don't have to worry about McCoy fainting from recoil damage is such a load off. Let's see how the Neural Gym goes. Clefairy goes down in 2 headbutts, but not before wasting a turn by using Metronome that rolled up as a focus energy. Miltank is then out, and I'm shocked how little damage Headbutt is doing. I know McCoy's attack is not the best, and Miltank is tanky, but still I was expecting more than that. Miltank starts its rollout, which we all expected. I stick with Headbutt, obviously, and hope it causes Miltank to flinch, ruining its rollout power. It doesn't happen. But rollout does randomly miss. Because of that, our weak Headbutt spamming adds up to us being able to take Miltank out and get the 3rd gym badge of the game. I don't know if this will translate well in the video, but the pace is picking up considering how much time has passed for us to get the first 2 gym badges, and then the 3rd badge was ours about 20 minutes after getting the 2nd one. With the 3rd gym out of the way, it is time to take care of some other things here while we're in Goldenrod. The department store here does have some good TM options, and since it is Sunday, I go in to get the TM for return since McCoy has a high enough friendship value. Despite the fact I made him use Struggle for the majority of the run so far, and he just now got a good attack move not that long ago. While we were here, I purchased TM41 Thunder Punch. I was trying to give it some thought on which type of punch I should get. I was really tempted to get Ice Punch, but if you see my Sintret run, this run's starting to look a little too repetitive with the TM usage if I got that one. So we're going to give Thunder Punch a go. Now McCoy has a full moveset and an answer for the upcoming Ghost Gym. But just because we now have a move for the Ghost Gym doesn't mean we are all set to take Morty on. I battle every trainer along the routes leading to Equitique City. Our level lead is still kinda high, but I worry about it closing, so we need all the experience we can get. At the moment, we only have one move that we can use against the Ghost types we will see in the next gym. So I will be spamming that while our opponents will be trying to do everything they can to mess us up. We will have to worry about Curse and Spite really picking away on our health and power points for Thunder Punch. We have a nice special attack stat for Thunder Punch, but it won't be Stab, and when it comes to Morty's Gengar, special defense can be its forte, so we have to make sure we have the stats to outlast that and all of his Ghost Pokemon. We need all the stat boosts and level ups we can get from these battles if we want to outlast Morty. Battling here goes really smoothly. None of the opponents on these routes pose a real threat, but there are times that I see that Return still has a long way to go before it reaches full power. I will definitely have to think of a better way to handle the Steel Gym. Once we get to Equitique City, I immediately head to battling our rival, and it went really smoothly. Thunder Punch was strong enough to one-shot Haunter, which is a great sign, and Crocodile. Magnemite comes out and I switch to McCoy using Return, which takes it to half health. It responds with a Sonic Boom and another Return takes it down to Sliver. Magnemite then confuses McCoy with a Supersonic, but despite that, a Headbutt from us takes it out and another Thunder Punch takes out Zubat, giving us the win. Let's see how the Ghost Trainer monks at the gym go. Again, it went really smoothly. We never took any damage and just kept one-shotting all of them with Thunder Punch. I know Morty will probably put up a little more of a threat, but let's give this a try. Again, this battle went really well. Ghastly and the first Haunter get one-shot by Thunder Punch. Gengar survives the Thunder Punch and tries to put us to sleep with Hypnosis, but it misses, so another Thunder Punch takes it out, and the last Haunter just gets one-shot by Thunder Punch. Thunder Punch is quite the time saver. I knew it could hit hard, but I thought we would still have a little bit of a struggle here. Well, I need to fight the Kimono Girls here real quick so we can get the Surf HM to progress. Now we're at the point of the game where there's a fork in the road, heading east or west on the map. I was thinking about heading east for once, taking on the Lake of Rage, Team Rocket, and Price at the Ice Gym part of the game first. But I don't really have a good water type for us to surf across the Mahogany Town, so instead I decided we should head west, get the Good Rod, and get a surfing Pokemon. And since we are already here, we might as well get some experience at the Lighthouse and move on with that part of the storyline. Before you know it, we clear the Lighthouse and we're heading to Steamwood. I really don't think the fighting gym is going to be a problem since McCoy is a Psychic type. We might resist the moves, but our defense is still kind of trash, so let's not get too comfortable here. When we get to the gym, the trainers go down pretty easily. Some moves can still be a little bit scary though. A Hitmonlee's high jump kick hits harder than I thought, and of course Seismic Toss is set damage and can really add up when your HP isn't the best, like Abra's is. How did I forget to get the Strength HM again? Okay, well, so we head back to Olivine, get the Strength HM, and head back to the fighting gym in Seamwood. All this being said, and the fight against Chuck was really not eventful. We never took any damage, we took out Primate with 2 returns while it tries Leer. When Poliwrath comes out, a critical hit Thunder Punch takes it out. Wow, Chuck, your own trainers are more of a threat than you. Now we get another gym badge and the medicine for Ampy, so we continue on with this part of the journey. But I really doubt we can beat Jasmine at this point of the game. Magnemite won't be that bad, but Steelix, yeah, that's gonna be another story. Let's give it an attempt and see how this goes. Yikes, yeah, we can't even get past Magnemite. Return isn't hitting as hard as I thought it would here. And if it is hitting light here, I don't even want to know how little damage it would do against Steelix. So let's get back to heading east. The Lake of Rage and the Team Rocket hideout in Mahogany are great places to gain experience, which we desperately need. But as we battle these Team Rocket grunts, I really wish McCoy had a Psychic move. You know, since we are a pure Psychic type. Even a basic Psychic move would be ideal against all these poison types given our great special attack. Anyway, we do get through the Rocket hideout easy enough, and I know we have to get to Goldenrod, but let's see how facing Price goes since we are still in town. Kinda like last time I was doing a Generation 2 challenge, I'm not too worried about Price. Thunder Punch does a lot of work here in this battle just like it did when I battled the trainers here. Yeah, all these Pokemon are ice types, but a lot of them are also part water, which makes a good electric move a major advantage here. Thunder Punch, one-shots Seal and Dugong instantly. Piloswine calls for a change in plans since it is part ground, making it immune to Thunder Punch. Return is doing a decent job, and since Piloswine is just doing 2-hit Fury attacks, we were dealing more damage than it, but we unfortunately get Piloswine to the sweet spot of low health where Price heals it up with a Hyper Potion. I decided to stick with alternating between Headbutt and Return, and thanks to some good luck with Piloswine's Blizzard missing and Headbutt causing some well-timed flinching, Piloswine goes down and we get another gym badge added to our collection. If you're like me, you're probably thinking we still aren't ready to take on Jasmine. Heading back to Goldenrod seems like a good next move for 2 reasons. 1, we can get some extra experience while we kick out Team Rocket and our rival from the radio tower. And 2, if we finish that whole mission, and I still feel like we aren't ready for the Steel Gym, I'll go get the Fire Punch team at the Goldenrod department store. Can you tell I'm trying my hardest not to take the easy route and getting Ice Punch?
Oh, Team Rocket hasn't taken over Radio Tower yet.
Are we sure they can't just go ahead and do that now instead of me going back to beat the next gym? No? Okay, let's go ahead and get that Fire Punch team. Why do I still have Teleport as part of McCoy's moveset this far in the game in the first place? So I tried to give the battle with Jasmine a couple of attempts limiting our Fire Punch usage, and Return is hitting harder, but in the end McCoy still really struggles beating 1 Magnemite, let alone 2. They aren't hitting hard, but Jasmine often has them open with Thunder Wave or Supersonic, and the paralysis and confusion luck was never in our favor in these attempts. So let's move forward and using Fire Punch. Well, that was uneventful. 3 Fire Punches and no damage received. I knew that move would make this battle too easy. Oh well, let's move on with this challenge. Oh look, Professor Elm is now calling about the Team Rocket and Radio Tower part of the story. Well, let's get going on that part. Like you probably figured, battling Team Rocket grunts goes pretty smoothly. Just another place for us to gain more experience for the last gym badge and the Elite Four soon after. We get to level 50 while we were here, and stat-wise we were basically where I thought we'd be at this level. No surprises here. It's just rough being a glass cannon like this. That special attack and speed are great when you consider McCoy still an unevolved first form Pokemon, but the other stats are very lackluster. Special defense isn't horrible, but the stat organization here just screams hit first with the special attack, and if you don't take them out with that, you might be screwed. Our upcoming rival battle was sort of an example of that. Don't worry, we won. But that is all we really need to say about that. 1 Thunder Punch took down Golbat, a Fire Punch took out Sneasel, Thunder Punch took out Froligator, Fire Punch took out Magnemite, and sure, Thunder Punch finishes off Haunter and a no damage sweep. Rival battles are so much easier than they were at the start of this run. We finished up the rest of the Rockets messing with Radio Tower, and before you know it, we were on the ice path. Clara and her dragon Pokemon are in the way of us getting our last Johto badge, and I can't quite tell how we look so far as we try to get to Blackthorn. Her dragon still resists our special moves, so I might be relying on a turn here, but that is also not as hard hidden as I was hoping. It stinks because I'm sure our friendship value with McCoy is through the roof, but our attack stat is kinda hindering this move. Oh well, let's see how this goes. Return was doing pretty well against the dragon Pokemon the trainers were using in the gym, but I wasn't at all surprised when I saw that it wasn't enough to one-shot Claire's Dragonairs. They're still standing in orange health, and that gives them enough time to paralyze us with Thunder Wave. From there, they just spam Slam while we stick with Return to take them out. We're still in orange health when Claire's Kingdra comes out, but that is because the Dragonair before it had horrible luck using Slam to the point where I'm not even sure it even hit us. It is faster than us due to us being paralyzed and uses Surf, which I thought we would survive because I overestimated McCoy's special defense. Nope, we went down. Well, if I give McCoy Paralysis Curing Berry, thank God they actually gave berries names in the next generation, because Paralysis Curing Berry just does not flow off the tongue. Anyway, what if I give McCoy Berry to hold for the paralysis in this battle, and I start with Headbutt instead of Return, so we could have some flinching to bypass the status condition? I mean, on paper it sounds like a great idea. Headbutt hits a little less than Return, which I expected, but it never caused flinching, which was a major letdown. Of course, we get paralyzed because of that, but we quickly shrug it off with the help of our berry. From there, though, we usually take the first Dragonair out, just to have the second Dragonair come out and not flinch from Headbutt and immediately paralyze us again from Thunder Wave. I guess I need to just admit that there is no way to get through this battle with McCoy being paralyzed. I gave this battle several attempts thinking that the plan at our current level could pull off the win. And you know what? It did. Well, sorta. We did get a win here, but luck was a major reason more than anything. Like last time, out first for Claire was our first Dragonair. Our Headbutt doesn't flinch it, but it does take out almost half of its health. We of course get paralyzed from Thunder Wave, but of course shrug that off with the help of our berry. I decided to give Return a go here, and it hits hard enough for the knockout. The other Dragonair is now out, and we repeat the beginning of the previous round with our Headbutt hitting hard, but still getting paralyzed from Thunder Wave right after. We don't have a berry to cure us this time, and we are slower, so we take damage from Slam. We can attack when our turn comes up thanks to Paralysis, but luckily Dragonair's next Slam misses. We are able to use Return on our next turn for the knockout. The last Dragonair then comes out, misses Slam, and our Return takes it to orange health. It misses another Slam, and we are fortunate enough to be able to attack and take it out with another Return. Outlasts his Kingdra, and it immediately opens up with a Smokescreen. This is bad. Paralysis and lowered accuracy is a great combo in preventing us from attacking for the rest of the battle. We were able to land a Thunder Punch though, taking Kingdra to almost half health. Kingdra's Dragon Breath also takes us to half health, and I decided we need to keep sticking with Thunder Punch, and I'm glad that we do, because our next one hits and is just strong enough to take Kingdra down. Yeah, I don't blame you, Claire. The way I won that fight, I'm not even sure if I deserve the badge, but that won't stop me from taking it. Now that we have all the important badges out of the way, it's time to head to battling the Elite Four. Do I think we're ready for this? No, of course not. I mean, don't get me wrong, we have a lot of strengths here. Good level lead to start out, some hard-hitting moves, coupled with a good special attack stat, but the real problem still stems from our low defense. I don't think we can take a lot of hits down the line in these battles, especially for Lance. I'm also not looking forward to Bruno here as well, because his team is the one I really don't have any advantages against. And I know I'm saying that while I'm doing a pure Sidekick type run. Again, why does the Sidekick team have to be so far away? I know some people might be asking if I'm worried about Karen since she is the Dark type member, but she's hardly Dark type, and really the only threat on that team is Houndoom. Of course though, before we get going battling the Elite Four, we have one more battle with our rival. I wish I had more to report with this one, but fortunately it is quick and easy just like the last one. The newly added Kadabra is nice, but one Return is all that is needed for it to faint. For everyone else on this team, an Elemental Punch is all that's needed for the knockout, just like last time. Oh, and I used Fire Punch against Honda this time instead of Thunder Punch, just if you're curious. Well, we are now at level 60 when we reach Elite Four, and it's nice to see that our special defense is now in the triple digits. But just like the whole run, our physical stats, especially our defense, is a major weak spot in our plan. I can't believe I'm truly worried about Bruno, but it's mainly because I don't have a good answer against his Onix, and I'm hoping Thunder or Fire Punch will be strong enough against the rest of his team. I'm going to jump into facing him now at this level to see how it goes. First up for Elite 4 is Will. Much like our last battle with our rival, this one goes by quickly thanks to our 2 elemental punches, with us taking 2 of the Zactus out with Thunder Punch, Jinx and Executor going down to Fire Punch, and lastly his Slowbro goes down to a Thunder Punch. We love a quick, no damage sweep to start out our Elite 4 campaign. I wish I had more to report for Koga, but battling him also went basically the same way. Fire is a major weakness for his team, and Fire Punch hits more than hard enough to take out Ariados, Fortress, and Venomoth. With Muck out, I decided that I need to save up on Thunder Punch power points, so I stick with using Fire Punch, but it doesn't even take him to half health. But it did burn Muck, taking it to orange health, which is nice. Actually, come to think of it, that might be the first time I've seen our Fire Punch cause a burn in this run. Muck wastes its turn by doing Acid Armor, and since that only raises its defense and not special defense, Fire Punch was still strong enough to take it out. All that is left for Koga is Crobat, but of course a Thunder Punch is enough to finish this leg of the battle. Well, now it's time to see how battling Bruno goes. It goes just about as bad as I thought it would be, if not worse. It takes 2 or 3 attacks to take out him on top, and we waste several turns if he decides to use Dig, which is often. He usually goes down soon enough though. From there, Bruno sends out Onyx, which always opens up with Sandstorm. We are taking quite a bit of damage from that while we take several turns trying to take it out. Even if we do take it out quickly, we usually go down from whatever fighting Pokemon Bruno sends out next due to just being low enough health from Sandstorm and whatever attacks we sustained while taking out Hitmontop or Onyx. I gave this several attempts, but the outcome is always the same. We really need to grind. So I'll go back to our previous save back before we even started battling the Elite 4 and decide to start grinding in Victory Road. Grinding here goes pretty smoothly, but the wild Pokemon don't give as much experience points as I thought they would. Could have sworn it was more than this. Anyway, there are a lot of rock and ground types here, but we are at a high enough level that our not very effective Fire Punch can still take them out. Let's get to level 65 and see how we look against Bruno. Okay, so it was actually level 66 since we got enough experience to level up while battling Will and Koga, and Hitmontop is out first like always. Fire Punch takes out about 2/3 of its health, and it starts to dig. I waste a headbutt in the next turn, and then we take some damage from dig. We switch to using Return next, causing Hitmontop to faint. Onyx is now out, and we switch back to using Fire Punch, which despite the game saying is not a super effective move, it looks like it did more damage to Onyx here than what it did to Hitmontop the last time we used it. We take a good chunk of damage from Earthquake, and then finish Onyx off with another Fire Punch. No Sandstorm. I'll take it. Hitmonlee is next, and Fire Punch did pretty well against it too. Double Kick isn't hitting that hard, but we do go to orange health in here. We quickly finish off Hitmonlee with a turn, the champ is out, and also immediately falls to orange health from Fire Punch. But we are now in a dangerous spot, falling into red from its Cross Chop. We use another Fire Punch to take out Machamp. Now we just have to take care of Hitmonchan quickly. It attacks first thanks to its Mach Punch. Our Fire Punch takes it down to orange, just like all of Bruno's Pokemon before it. I figured the battle would deal with us losing right here, considering we had 26 health when Hitmonchan came out, and its Mach Punch took us down to 13. Simple math would mean that it would take out about 13 health from us and knock us out. But by some stroke of luck, we are still standing with 1 health remaining, and another Fire Punch takes out Hitmonchan. He moved past Bruno. Oh man, that was close. I haven't had a run deal with so many battles where we win with only 1 health remaining. Remember all those battles early in this run where I had to use Struggle? So lucky Bruno decided to use weak moves like Double Kick or Mach Punch here. Or how about the fact he didn't even use Sandstorm and just went straight to using Earthquake? We could have easily lost that fight. Anyway, enough dwelling on a close victory because we have Karen in the next room. Like I said, even though she is the Dark member of the Elite 4, her team really only has 3 Dark types, and really I'm only scared of one of them. Let's see how we stack up. Okay, so this actually took 3 attempts before we got the win. Umbreon is actually more of a threat than I thought it would be. Its Feint Attack doesn't hit as hard as I thought, but on the flip side, our moves aren't dealing as much damage as I was expecting either. That, and with it using Confuse Ray and Sand Attack, even if we take it down, we are having a harder time taking out her next Pokemon, with our moves being more likely to miss or just flat out hurting ourselves in fusion. The third attempt dealt with us being more efficient in taking Umbreon down at the start. Headbutt isn't doing much in the way of damage, but it does cause Umbreon to flinch, so I'll take it. Fire Punch hits harder and takes Umbreon to orange health. We get hit by Fan Attack and then finish Umbreon off with a return. Murkrow is a one-shot with Thunder Punch, and surprisingly so was Houndoom. Gengar is now out and survives the Thunder Punch, but he responds with a Lick, so I'm not that worried. A Fire Punch takes it out. Last out is Vileplume, but Fire Punch made short work of her. Look, I know I got lucky there with the critical hit one-shot Thunder Punch to take out Houndoom. We might still have been able to win, even if we hung on from that, and it attacked us, but it would have been another nail-biter like our battle with Bruno. All we have left for the lead four is Lance. Thunder Punch seems like the main move of choice here when it comes to looking at his party, but that doesn't mean easy one-shots all around. What is going to make or break this battle is how well McCoy withstands the attacks Lance's Pokemon throw at him, which isn't that good considering back-to-back Dragonites just unleashed Hyper Beam on you. That and the process we get from the first one's Thunder Wave didn't help either. I am not going to even entertain the idea with another attempt. Let's grind to level 70 and see where things look then. 5 more levels still gives us the same outcome. What if we give McCoy a Paralysis Cure Berry to hold to get rid of the paralysis we get from the first Dragonite? Since our speed is absolutely ruined from that status condition, Dragonite gets the opportunity to finish us off pretty quickly. If I remember right, only the first Dragonite will have Thunder Wave, so if we get past that one and not paralyzed, then we will be in a much better spot in this battle than we have been in the past 2 attempts. It should already go without saying that Thunder Punch made short work of Gyarados. It's also doing pretty well against the first Dragonite, leaving it with about a third of its health remaining. It missing its Thunder Wave is a blessing too. We stick with Thunder Punch and it soon goes down. We stick with the same plan for the second Dragonite when it comes out. This time though, we do get paralyzed from its Thunder Wave. Why did I think only one of Lance's Dragonites had Thunder Wave? Anyway, we soon get cured from the paralysis thanks to our berry, and another Thunder Punch takes that one out too. We then one-shot Aerodactyl and Charizard with Thunder Punch, so all that is left is Lance's last Dragonite. Thunder Punch is doing less damage here, but it still takes out a little over half of Dragonite's health. It wastes a turn doing a safeguard, so we finish this battle with another Thunder Punch. Did we just beat Lance and not take any damage? I know I've had to do multiple attempts to beat the last 3 challengers in this run, but I cannot lie. There's been some serious luck in these battles for us to win. But hey, a win is a win. We are now Pokemon champions, and answer the question, can you beat Pokemon Gold with a single Abra? When it comes to Johto. We still have the Kanto portion of this journey to go through, so let's get traveling. We have another 8 gyms to challenge, but as most of you would agree, the only one that's a true challenge is the last one where we battle Blue. But before getting into that, we have some other tasks we need to take care of. When we get to Celadon, I go get the held item leftovers so we can use it for some extra healing in future battles, and then I head to the game coin to buy some coin. Did I not get the coin case when I was in Goldenrod? Okay, I go to the rock tunnel, get to the power plant, see that the machine piece was missing, go to Cerulean to beat the Team Rocket Grunt to have the piece, battle Misty for the Cascade badge, give the power plant the missing piece, go to Saffron to talk to Copycat Girl, go to Vermilion to get her missing Clefairy doll, return it to her, she gives me the Rail Pass, take the train to Goldenrod, go to the underground area to find the case, battle a random trainer with a level 12 Lickitung that I apparently forgot to fight, take the train back to Saffron, get back to Celadon, spend some money to get enough coins to get the team for Psychic because I'm not wasting any more time on the slots to get this move. Finally at level 78 we have a Psychic move. Took us long enough, but hey, it's the best Psychic move in the game, so the wait is definitely worth it. It feels bittersweet getting rid of Headbutt to make room for this move, considering that it was the first attacking move we learned, and it really helped pave the way for this run to progress. But now McCoy is pretty much exactly where he needs to be to finish the game. Soon enough, we get to our battle with Blue, and it went pretty well. Out first is Pidgeot, which goes down to 1 Thunder Punch. Return, one-shots Alakazam. Psychic, one-shots Rhydon. Thunder Punch, one-shots Gyarados. Fire Punch, one-shots Executor. And Arcanine is still standing after a return. Well, we can't all be one-shots. We take some damage from a flamethrower and respond with a Psychic strong enough to take Arcanine down. Well, just because that went so smoothly does not mean that our battle with Red will go as smoothly. That being said, I'm going to jump right in and see how we are looking. We are at level 85, so I think this is a good place to start. Also, yes, McCoy's defense just reached triple digits with that last level up. But look at that special attack. I'm worried about Snorlax, but I'm also hoping Pikachu and Espeon don't become a challenge early on in this battle. Let's jump in. Okay, I was right to worry. Pikachu and Espeon went down pretty smoothly, and then Snorlax just demolished us. Body Slam is hitting really hard, and I know our defense stat is to blame for the majority of our loss. I gave this many attempts, and Snorlax is an issue every time. Except one time where we beat it, only to not have Thunder Punch hit Charizard enough to one-shot it, so we just went down to Flamethrower. We were just a little low on hitting power, so I decided to give McCoy the 3 rare candies I had, and from there we are doing better, but we still go down in the end. Okay, I guess we have to grind then. I'm just going to cut to the chase and aim for level 90. I decided the best way to grind is to go through the Elite 4 a few more times, and thankfully we get to level 90 pretty quickly that way. But even at level 90, Snorlax is a pain to the point where I feel like the extra levels didn't even raise our stats. I gave this battle many attempts, but Snorlax keeps taking us down. There was one attempt where I thought we were finally going to be able to take him out because he was in red health and didn't use rest, but no. He lands a critical hit one-shot body slam. We were at full health too. What are the odds he can even land that? That was a very frustrating defeat. After taking a deep breath, I decided to give this one more attempt before admitting that we needed to grind some more. Pikachu still isn't a problem thanks to going down to 1 Fire Punch. I'm trying to save my sidekicks for later on in the battle. Espeon is out, and Thunder Punch takes it to his health. We get hit by a critical hit sidekick, but we're still in the green. I'm glad we can heal up some from leftovers, because at that moment, that is a scary place to be with the Snorlax coming up. Another Thunder Punch causes a knockout. Red's dreaded Snorlax is now out, and I immediately hit it with Psychic. That is an insane critical hit there. He is barely hanging on the red, and even though he used an Amnesia to raise his special defense, our next Psychic was still more than enough to take it out. We are in the best spot we have ever been in all these red attempts. Thunder Punch now hits hard enough to one-shot Red's Charizard. It's not strong enough to one-shot Blastoise though, but that's okay. It's still in the red. It sets up a Rain Dance, and we use a Thunder Punch for the knockout. All that is left in the game is Venusaur, but one Sidekick is all that is needed to take it down, and with that we beat Red and all of Pokemon Gold. Well, there you go. The game screws me over with a critical hit from Snorlax, and then in the next attempt, we get a critical hit for our own win. That was an interesting challenge. Really brutal start there with not having an actual attacking move for the first 2 gyms, but the game really opened up and got gradually easier as we moved on from there. All puns intended, this start really was a struggle. But once actual usable teams became available, we had so many options for good moves at our disposal. Basically, it just took some patience getting through the beginning, just for us to enjoy being creative and coming up with easier solutions as we progressed. Abra is a decent Pokemon all things considered, it's just a shame that its stats make it such a glass cannon. Well, I'm going to be keeping with that trend, with my next challenge being beating Pokemon Silver with a single Mischievous. I'm expecting a rough start at the beginning of this one too, but at least we have an attacking move at the start. Too bad the team list for it isn't as impressive. Anyway, I hope you guys like this video. If you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel because I have more of these challenges coming down the pipe. That being said, I would appreciate some suggestions for future challenges and ways I can improve to make these videos better. Thanks for watching everybody, and until next time, Geronimo.